Hello, 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 scholars. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is a fantastic Friday, May 22nd, 2020. We're going to be focusing on lesson 18. If you don't have your packet right now, pause the video, go get it, and make sure your date at the top matches my date at the top. Friday, May 22nd, 2020. Welcome to first grade virtual ELA. I hope you're ready to grow your brain. A few announcements, scholars. Miss Jackson will have a video chat today at 12:30 and at 3:45. I will send those invites and those reminders to your parents. If you would like to join and your parent gave you permission to join, please meet me there. And there is no school on Monday, so I hope you get to enjoy your family time. Hopefully some of your parents aren't working on Monday so that they can spend time with you. I will see you back on Tuesday. All right, scholars. So the scholars who have won, they'll receive something in the mail next week. Scholar number 7 in Ashford had 1 hour and 32 minutes of iReady minutes. And scholar number 23 in ISU have 41 minutes. And Get Epic minutes, the scholar with the most Get Epic minutes with 2 hours and 58 minutes is scholar number 16. And then the scholar with the most Get Epic minutes in ISU was scholar number 3 with 2 hours and 2 minutes. I see that you guys are getting loving some Get Epic, which is fantastic. We have no scholar who had the most Guard team points in Ashford because they all had the same amount of numbers. So I can't give everybody a prize. So nobody gets a prize. I needed somebody with the most, not a tie. And the scholar with the most Grow team points in ISU was scholar number 9 with 17 Grow team points. Scholars, remember, I'm still going to be looking for those scholars with the most grow our team points, Get Epic minutes, and iReady minutes next week. Next week will be the last week that we have this competition, so make sure you do your best. I would like to shout out all of these scholars who attempted to get onto iReady after the assessment. They got on to Get Epic, and these scholars also was able to get some Guard team points. And Ashford, the scholars who were able to log into iReady are scholars number 7, 4, 14, 27, 12, 1, 25, and 3. And then in ISU, the scholars who logged into iReady was scholar number 23, 19, 10, 11, 3, 12, 8, and 21. Keep up the good work, scholars. I'm looking to see so many more next week. The scholars who had the scholars who logged into Get Epic and Ashford were scholars number 18 and 25, and then the scholars in ISU who had logged into Get Epic are scholars number 13, 3, and 9. Also for Get Epic scholar number, that's not 18, scholar 16, not 18, sorry. And all of these scholars were able to submit work for Tuesday of this week. And those are scholars number, so this is for Tuesday and last Friday. Scholars with 14 Grow team points in Ashford were scholars number 7, 12, 14, 25, and 27. And then the scholars with 10 Grow team points in Ashford were scholars number 9, 13, 15, 17, 23, 24, and 26. And then the scholar in ISU with 17 Grow team points is scholar number 9. And then the scholars with 10 Grow team points are scholars number 11, 17, 18, 21, 22. And then the scholar with 5 Grow team points is scholar number 3 in ISU. Again, keep up the good work, scholars. Make sure you continue to do your best. Let's see. Let's get ready to grow your brain. Objective. Objective. I will punctuate sentences, adding periods, exclamation points, question marks, and commas in the appropriate place. All right, scholars, let's get into it. Okay, so we know that with these sentences, we are looking for a series of words. A series of words means a list of different things. If it's more than one, then we need some commas. There's one specific, one major word that we will look for. It's two major words, and the word and the word or. If we can see those words in a sentence, that means we have a series of words and we need to put a comma somewhere. Also, these sentences are also missing question marks. I'm going to go ahead and cross out sentence number 6, we're not going to do that one. Sentence number 5, we're not going to do that one either. We're going to focus on 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure you submit sentence number 2 to Ms. Jackson so you can get all of the credit, okay? So starting with sentence number 1, it says, the rainforest is hot, wet, and has a thick layer of trees. First thing we're going to do is identify the type of punctuation mark we need at the end. It says the rainforest is hot, wet, and has a thick layer of trees. So the different types of punctuation marks that we have are question mark, period, and an exclamation mark. We need a question mark if there's a question. This sentence wasn't a question. It says the rainforest is hot, wet, and has a thick layer of trees. So there's no question needed. It's not a question. They're not asking us a question. Also, it's not a sentence with strong emotion. So that means we don't need an exclamation mark. This is a statement. It's telling us something. So that tells us we need a period at the end. Now we have our punctuation mark at the end. Now we read it and we look for that major word that tells us whether or not we have a series of words. So the major word that we're looking for is the word and or the word or. The rainforest is hot, wet, and has a thick layer of trees. So we're going to box that major word that we're looking for. Whenever we see the word and, that tells us we have a series of words. So we never add a comma after the word and. Okay, so what are the 3 major parts of a rainforest? First thing is it's hot. The second thing is it's wet. And then the third thing is it has a thick layer of trees. Just a reminder, we do not add a comma after the word and, so we have to add a comma after the 2 first words, which are, we need a comma after the word hot, and we need a comma after the word wet. If you got that, good job. Now, number 2, I won't give you the answer, but I'll walk you through it just to give you an idea of the expectations. So sentence number 2 says, Martez yells, makes noises, and slides down the zip line. The first thing I want you to do is identify what type of punctuation mark you need at the end. I won't tell you the answer, but I will tell you, if you think it's a question, we need a question mark. If you think it's a sentence with strong emotion, you need an exclamation mark. If you think it's just a statement, meaning it's telling you something, then you need a period at the end. Take some time, figure out what punctuation mark you need, and add it to the end of your sentence. I'll give you some time. All right, moving on with this sentence now. We need to know whether or not we have to add commas. The main word that we need to see when we need to add a comma is the word and or the word or. If we have those 2 words, that tells us we have a series of words. So Ms. Jackson will read that sentence. Martez yells, makes noises, and slides down the zip line. So I will do you one. I will box the major word for you. The word and tells us we have a series of words. Now we need to identify the different types of things that Martez does. The first thing he does is he yells. The next thing he does is makes noises. I would like to remind you, after the word and, we do not. Ooh, that's a horrible arrow. Sorry, Skylers. We do not add a comma after the word and, okay? So the first thing Martez does is yells. The second thing he does is makes noises. The third thing he does is slides down the zip line. So we have the 3 things that he likes to do. We know that we cannot add a comma after the word and. So we need 2 commas after the first 2 things that he likes to do. Go ahead and do that. I'll give you 10 seconds. Where do those commas go after the first 2 things that he does? Those were some really good hints. Counting down. All right, time is up. Moving on to number 3. So number 2, make sure you send a picture of number 2 to Miss Jackson. If you get, let me see, if you have the box, so this is how many points this will be worth. If you have the punctuation mark, that's a point. If you have the word and boxed, that's a point. And if you have those 2 commas in the right direction or in the right places, that's 4 points that you can get. I will give you points based on what you got correct, okay? For number 2, make sure you take a picture of that and send it to Miss Jackson. All right, number 3. Number 3 says, can Kay's dad rent the masks, fins, and tanks? Okay, the first thing we're going to do is identify what type of punctuation mark we need at the end. Can Kay's dad rent the mask, fins, and tanks? So we need to know, is it a statement, is it a question, or is it a sentence with strong emotion? Can Kay's dad rent the masks, fins, and tanks? Well, this word can tells us we're asking something. So in order for us to know that, in order for us to write the correct punctuation mark, we know we need a question mark. So go ahead and put that question mark at the end. Now, we're looking for the major word that lets us know whether or not we have a series of words. Can Kay's dad, can Kay's dad rent the masks, fins, and tanks? So we're going to box that major word, which is and. I'm going to give you a reminder that we do not add a comma after the word and, okay? Now we need to figure out what 3 words are within this series of words. The first thing that they want to know if Kay's dad can rent is if he can rent a mask, if he can rent fins, and if he can rent tanks, okay? So we know we cannot put a comma after the word and, so we need to put a comma after the first 2 things. So the first thing is masks. We're going to put a comma there. The second thing is fins. We're going to put a comma there. And that's it. Moving on to number 4. Number 4 says, Kay sees fish, crabs, and a starfish on her dive. The first thing we're going to do is identify what punctuation mark we need at the end. If it's a question, we need a question mark. If it's a statement, meaning it's telling us something, we need a period. And if it's a sentence with strong emotion, then we need an exclamation mark. It says, Kay sees fish, crabs, and a starfish on her dive. You know, it's not a question. They're not asking us anything. It's not a sentence with strong emotion. So we don't need an exclamation mark. It's a statement. It's telling us what Kay sees. So we're just going to put a period right there. All right, so we see that major word, which tells us we have a series of words, which is the word and. So go ahead and box the word and. That tells us we have a series of words. And then a reminder, I wonder if you could tell me what I'm about to say. If you said we do not put a comma after the word and, give yourself a point, because that's exactly what I was about to say. Now, moving on, we know we have the word and. That means we have a series of words. So now we have to figure out what list we have. What did Kay see? What are the things she saw? The first thing she saw was a fish. Second thing she saw were crabs. Third thing she saw was a starfish. Okay, we know we don't put a comma after the word and, so we're going to leave that starfish alone. We have 2 commas that we have to place after the first 2 items. The first item being fish. Second item being crabs. Okay, so that's where we're going to place our commas. And then we're not going to do number 5 or number 6. If you would like to challenge yourself, then yes, you can do number 5 and you can do number 6. Okay, but we're not going to do that right now. All right, scholars, we are going to read a story about a rainforest. Remember, a rainforest receives lots and lots of rain. Farewell is a noun. Farewell is a noun because it is a thing. It means goodbye. For example, I would say we said farewell as we moved away from home. Zipline is a noun. Zipline is a noun because it is a thing. It is a wire, usually high above the trees, that a person attaches to with a harness and can slide down from the top to the bottom. For example, I would say Julie made sure to secure the harness on the horse before she went for a ride on the zip line. Harness is a noun. Harness is a noun because it is a thing. It is a set of straps that keeps a person or animal attached. For example, I would say, Julie made sure to secure the harness on the horse before she went for a ride. Or in this case, the dog. All right, scholars, we are going to read today's story to find out about the ride Kay and Martez takes in the rainforest. The title of today's story is called A Rainforest Ride. If we had our readers, we will be turning to page 72. Please remember, I am always challenging you to do as much as you can independently. So if you would like to pause the video, read independently on your own, please do that. If you would like to just mute it and read along with me, that's perfectly fine. But the thing about going to second grade is you're going to be expected to read independently like the first week of school. So make sure that you are practicing to read independently, okay? Starting with the title. Well, let me change that color, sorry. Starting with the title. A Rainforest Ride. Finger underneath the word the. The next day, they say farewell to Mr. Gomez. Kay's dad rents a car to take them to see the rainforest. Finger underneath the word in. In the rainforest, it is hot and wet. A thick layer of trees blocks out part of the sun. Finger underneath the word Kay's. Kay's mom drives. Kay's dad shares facts from his book. Finger underneath the word as. As they drive, Kay spots a zip line that children can ride. Keep in mind, if you would like the challenge, please pause the video so that you can read independently, or mute it so that you can read along with Miss Jackson, okay? Finger underneath the word mom. Mom, Dad, she yells. Can we stop and ride the zip line? It looks like so much fun. Finger underneath the word Kay's. Kay's mom parks the car. The zip line runs from a treehouse down to the ground. Finger underneath the word is. Is it safe? Kay's mom asked the man in charge. Finger underneath the word yes. Yes, says the man. It's safe. The children ride in a harness, and there is a net down there to catch them, just in case. Finger underneath the word Kay's. Kay's mom thinks it looks safe. She pays the man and gets 2 tickets, one for Kay and one for Martez. Finger underneath the word Martez. Martez gets belted into the harness. Then he rides the zip line. He shouts as he slides down the line. Finger underneath the word Kay. Kay yells down, "Is it fun, Martez?" Finger underneath the word Martez. Martez yells back, "It's the best." Finger underneath the word Kay. Kay gets belted in. She has a fun ride, too. All right, scholars, you know what this means. This means you need to get your packets and meet me in your packet. So we are going to answer 4 questions. Remember, in order to become a second grade scholar, you have to know how to restate the question, answer the question, and cite what page you got your information from. Not from your brain. Your brain did not create this reader, okay? There was an author who created the reader, and you have to go back to that author's page and figure out what page number gave you that answer. So question number 1 says, what is the rainforest like? You're going to go back into the book and you're going to say, the rainforest is like, Then you're going to tell me what page number you got that information from, okay? Sentence number 2 says, where is the zip line? You're going to say, the zip line is, Then you're going to tell me what page number you got your information from. Question number 3 says, what things make Kay's mom think the zip line looks safe? You're going to say, Kay's mom thinks the zip line looks safe. And then you're going to say the word because. That penmanship is a mess. BECAU. SE. And then give me your answer. You're going to say, Kay's mom thinks the zip line looks safe because, What page number gives you that information? Make sure you write it there. And then question number 4 says, do Kay and Martez like the zip line? How can you tell? So you're going to say Kay and Martez like the zip line because, or you're going to say Kay and Martez do not or does not like the zip line because. So you don't really have to go into the text to figure out where you get your answer from, but you can go back into the text and figure out what information made you think that way, okay? You have 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. It should take you no more than 8 to 10 minutes to answer all 4 of them, like a future second grade scholar, and then you will be done. Today is a Get Epic day. I challenge you to do at least 30 minutes of Get Epic. Your code is MDA7964. If you don't have your name there, or you have any troubles, send Ms. Jackson a text message. I hope to see you at one of my video chats today, whether it's the 12:31 or the 3:45 one. Remember, there is no school on Monday. I will see you on Tuesday. Bye.